All right, go back to the console log for your FireStorage here, and what we want to grab from here is the URL or the link or whatever, your folder URL here. So FireStorage, and then just click it up here and just copy to clipboard, woohoo! And then what we want to do is we want to go into our firebase.js file, and in between the storage bucket here, which is empty in mine, I just want to paste this in. And I want to remove the gs:// for API and just have the API here. Great. The other thing we want to do is we want to import, because we now use, whoops, not like that, just import and one of those. And we want to import from Firebase, and we want to import the storage here, storage, like this. So the system knows that we're actually trying to connect and use storage as well. So this is super important, you remember this. And you have your storage bucket here. And I don't want the slash at the end here of com, so just like this. Great, that's the first part of this one. Is setting everything up so we can get going, right? So go back to the console log here, and if you are at this specific place where I am right now, it's just is inside the Firebase documentation, into storage, into web, and then upload files. And this is where we actually want to start looking in what we need to do. And again, it's stated by default, you need to have a Firebase authentication, so be logged in. Since we create a logged in system, we are already there. Great. So without logging system, you need to work around this if you want to. What we want to do is we want to upload files. So the first one we want to do is we want to create a root reference, so where it needs to upload the files. And we already specified that we want it to be into this bucket here and then into this specific folder. So we know it's called product, right? So let's set this up. So we're going to go in here and we're copying this variable storage ref equal firebase.storage. So go back to your Vue project here and into the component you're using. And again, in my case, it's this add new items. And I already have this method ready for me here, right? So let's just paste this in here. And now we have our variable called storage ref, and we have Firebase, we have storage ref, storage, and we have ref. So we're going to change this up a little bit. And what we want to switch is the ref. We want to tell it where it needs to go. So do a quotation here, not a quotation, a single apostrophe, and type the name of your folder, and then do slash inside. Super important. It's, in my case, this is orange so I can see, but before this one ends, and just after this ends, you are going to add a concatenation with a plus, and then you're going to grab the file name. So this is the name we're going to call the image when we upload, and we just want to grab the name we call it in our system. Whoops, that's one too many. So this is now set up for having this storage here. See what this makes, what errors we can create with this. So I'm just going to log in real quick and go to my login, add an item, choose a file, and get a bunch of errors. So I'm actually not getting a bunch of errors. That's impressive. So I'm going over here and I'm just going to go in here and see if it's actually uploaded something. Nope, there's nothing here. I was kind of getting strange. Nope, nothing here. But we're not getting an error at least. Which is sort of, I didn't save, so let's try and do a save, and let's do another here. Kind of want to see there we go. So we have an error right now. If we open on the console log, I was kind of like, woo! It says Firebase is not defined, which is true, because right now we're trying to grab some new things in our Firestore and Firebase, and we need to do a little bit more to our firebase.js file here before we can actually do this. So we can't really use this one anymore because we're not trying to go into the Firestore, and we're not trying to go into the specific collection here. We're trying to go into the storage instead, so we're going to do a export on this one because this is basically what we want. So we're going to do an export const here, const, and let's call this Firebase, just like this. So we're now exporting this because this is what we really need to actually start uploading. So click save. And I'm going to grab this FB here, the constant here, and I'm going to, just like we imported only the parts of the DB menu add, we're going to do a comma separation and paste in the FB here. Great. So that's the first part. Next part is we of course need to do a change to the code down here, because we can't just type, where to go, Firebase right now, because that's not what we're actually doing. we're using this specific here. We can just copy this, but now we create a constant. So instead of Firebase, we type FB here. So let's, hopefully we don't have any error. We have some errors, but let's see, is assigned the value? Well, that's all right. So let's refresh just to make sure. Go to our bagel, upload, login, and add item. Click here. Let's try bagel 1 and see what specific things we got. So at least there's no errors, right? So let's try to go here and do a refresh on our products. And if everything is cool, there's no file here. There's still no file. Why is there no file? Oh right, sorry. That's of course because we haven't actually told the system to upload the file. We only kind of like, this is the file, save it, and then try to upload it. So let's go back to the upload section here, and if we scroll down after the upload files, just scroll down where we get past to this monitoring upload progress. And here we have a place where we can use a put. So what we want to do is we want to do a put here. So grab the file, and then that's this the Node.js how to actually store or send an image like push. So let's do that also. And what we're going to do is we're going to call this a let and then upload task, because we're going to use this later on. Oops, not with a capital K. Upload task like this, and we're going to use our storage reference that we have up here, storage reference. And then we're going to do a put like this, and what we want to put or whatever we want to send is the file we have here, so the information of that one. So let's take this and put this inside the put like this, and let's spell this correctly, not le but let. Sweet. So let's do this. Let's click save. Let's go back and let's try again, and hopefully we'll have a working system now. So let's do a login again. That's gonna get annoying if I have to do that more than once. So upload bagel 1 and stuff says here, and let's go to our API. This should be done, and let's click save and refresh, and hopefully we have our image. Woohoo! Now we have our image here. So I forgot the put part, but don't worry. And if you click this, you of course can see a preview of the donut here, or bagel, or whatever it is. The information, the size, and so on, file location. So this is kind of what we want to grab later, the download URL, and other materials, but there's nothing uploaded yet. But you can, of course. So cool. Now our images has been uploaded to FireStorage, and we're ready to continue with our little session here.